Hello, Johnny Rotten here. I study human behaviors. I want to know why we do the things we do. Okay, so this one is for some of my special friends. Okay, so as Seattle seems to be a favorite amongst people, Chicago seems to be one for me because I'm just sitting here and I'm watching something, and literally today, at least three times, three different things that I have watched has referred to Chicago. And I realized just how often that happened. And I thought maybe it was like a bombardment of hey, I'm here, dot. Anyway, so I thought I'd just go take a look about what the fuck is so special about Chicago. I found something interesting. What is so special about Chicago? So, as we talk about infrastructures and what they're doing with all of this stuff they're doing at the moment, just another piece of the puzzle, hey, over here, we're using this excuse to collect this from you and to get surveillance on you and to genetic whatever, and because we're doing infrastructure for the future. So, I thought this was interesting. Earlier too, I had been looking at the year 2000 when we had the Y2K, which was also an issue about infrastructure. So I wanted to, it's what all these events are, as far as I'm concerned, and turns out Chicago's got one too. So I wanted to share that with you. So if you don't know, officially the city of Chicago is the most populous city in the U.S. state of Illinois and the third most populous city in the United States, following New York and Los Angeles at number 2. It's the most populous city in the Midwest United States and the 5th most populous city in North America. Chicago is the county seat of Cook County, the second most populous county in the U.S., while a small portion of the city's O'Hare Airport also extends into DuPage County. Chicago is the principal city of the Chicago metropolitan area, defined as either the U.S. Census Bureau's metropolitan statistical area, which is 9.6 million people, or the combined statistical area, which is almost 10 million residents, often called Chicagoland. It is one of the 40 largest urban areas in the world. It's near Lake Michigan. It was incorporated as a city in 1837 near a portage between the Great Lakes and the Mississippi River watershed, and rapidly grew in the mid-19th century. And then this happened. So anybody that took American history back before 2000, I don't know when it changed, but when I was a kid, we learned about this thing that took place called the Great Chicago Fire, in which this happened in 1871, which destroyed several square miles and left more than 100,000 people homeless. The whole city burnt down. The Great Chicago Fire. Now we can look, and I'm sure they're going to have a reason, right? So the Great Chicago Fire. It happened during October 8th through the 10th in 1871, and the fire killed approximately 300 people, destroyed roughly 3.3 square miles of the city, and left more than 100,000 residents homeless. The fire began in the northwest of the city center. A long period of hot, dry, windy conditions and the wooden construction prevalent in the city led to the conflagration, and the fire leapt the south branch of the Chicago River and destroyed much of central Chicago, and then left the main branch of the river, consuming the near north side. So let me go back over here. So here's what happened then. So the city rebuilt, and the construction boom accelerated population growth throughout the following decades. And by 1900, less than 30 years after the Great Fire, Chicago was the 5th largest city in the world. Chicago made noted contributions to, get this, urban planning and zoning standards, including new construction styles, including the Chicago School of Architecture, the development of the City Beautiful movement, and the steel-framed skyscraper. There it is. A skyscraper is a tall, continuously habitable building having multiple floors. Modern sources currently define skyscrapers as being at least 100 meters or 150 meters in height, though there is no universal accepted definition. And that is what came from the Chicago fire. Turns out it's done well for itself. Anyway, I thought that was kind of interesting. Wanted to throw that out there to my peeps. Have a good night. Oh, tell me what you think. I'm curious to know what you also know about Chicago. And I don't know if this made you think of anything rad. I think that's about it. I'll let you go for real this time.